Hello guys, Sven here bringing you the draft analysis of the YCL, the YouTubers Challenger League, I think. Uh, Today we're using the new team name of 3 Electrons, and yeah, we were lucky enough to get first pick in the draft. It was a tiered point draft with tiers ranging from S plus down to E tier, where S plus cost 140, S 120, A 100, and so forth, and E cost 20 points. So since we had first pick, I was really only looking at 2 mons, that being Landorus Incarnate and also Speed Boost Blaze again. Well, I was looking at 3: Landorus Incarnate, Speed Boost Blaze again, and Libero Cinderace. Of those 3, I think Landorus Incarnate with Sheer Force and Cinderace Libero should be banned. I think I've seen Blaziken come up in multiple leagues now. People are testing it. I don't know if it's broken or not. I think it's going to be really strong but not broken. But I kind of wanted to use Landorus Incarnate because I don't think I'll ever play in a league which allows it again. So yeah. So with the first pick of the draft, I picked up Landorus Incarnate. It's going to be named Dr. Eggman. Of course, it has Sheer Force and Sand Force as abilities. We're probably only going to run Sheer Force. Sheer Force boosts the moves with secondary effects power, like Rock Slide, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, etc. 3 key moves that Landorus gives us also is Stealth Rock, Defog, and U-turn, so it has hazard control and it has momentum. And people might think, why are you running like Stealth Rock or Defog on Landorus? But I think it's pretty good still. Like, it's kind of bulky, doesn't need to be a breaker each week. Although it functions best as a breaker, but like it's solidly gonna do a lot of damage no matter what set you bring. And Stealth Rocking and Defogger is always good, especially when it's not weak to hazards. It only gets affected by the Stealth Rocks, and that's just normal effective, so it's just gonna do 12.5%. Well-rounded stats, as you can see, pretty high attack and special attack. It's gonna be mixed most of the time, and it's really nice to have a speed tier of 101 because you're 1 point faster than opposing level base of 100. So next up, on the pick number 32 and the second pick of the 3 Electrons, we got Libero Cinderace. We're gonna name it Alan Shearer. I've used Libero Cinderace before, and it's absolutely bonkers in draft. It's like Protein Greninja with slightly worse coverage and only being really able to run physical while you can run special, but the base 65 really holds you back. Yeah, it gets some kind of hazard control with court change, and then court change is not great, but it can be used, and U-turn for momentum. Yeah, Alan Shearer, best goal scorer of all time in the Premier League. So, and also I'm a Newcastle fan, and he's a big profile in Newcastle, you know. So I'm gonna pay my homage to him by naming this Alan Shearer. So basically, I got the 2 months I think should be banned from Draft League. I have no clue how Cinderace got to me at pick 32. I think people just overlooked it, and yeah, incredible speed, like good speed tier with 119 and good attack with 116, and every move I use has stab, and yeah, I don't know what to say, it's just an incredible Pokemon. But as you can see, I've picked 2 S plus tiers now, so we're very short on points, and we're gonna have to pick like lower tier mons in the near future. And for the same wheel pick as Cinderace. I picked up Grulambol, the Seismitoad. Well, I didn't know that the Dracovish team was in the other conference at the time. I didn't really pay attention. But yeah, I wanted something to check Dracovish and also a reliable water type. With water immunity. Kind of wanted another rocker. We got a second ground type, but I just thought Seismitoad is so great. I just wanted to have it because, like, even though it's not resisted to water, it's immune if you run water absorb, which is probably the build I'm gonna run most of the time when I want this to be my water check. A well-rounded stats, gets stealth rock, gets toxic, knockoff, can run special and physical. Just a great mon overall. I don't have too much to say about it. Just think it's a nice defensive glue mon to the team, to my two pretty offensive mons. At least Landers is decently not like super frail like Cinderace. And then we had to wait for an entire wheel, and we got our fairy type, I think Slurpuff, for 60 points in the C tier. Was good value. Gives me a sticker web user, also gives me a wish, a cleric, aromatherapy, also gets belly drum, unburden, so you can sweep with unburden, belly drum, or unburden calm mine. It's just, it has pretty good coverage on the special side, pretty bad coverage on the physical side, but after a belly drum you still hit hard. Yeah, this is just one of my favorite fairy types to use in draft, and I know the ins and out of it, and it's pretty bulky and it can fulfill multiple roles. That's why I basically picked it up. Next up, I was shocked to see that Como was still on the field and that it was not S tier. This was A tier. And why I was shocked it was not S tier is because this actually allows us to run Clangorous Soul. So basically we have the Omni boosting capability of Como here. So yeah, it's a Como, great stats, just one big weakness to Fairy that's pretty rough, but like if we Omni boost and have Throat Spray, then we can kill a lot of fairies with the Flash Cannon. Also gives me another Stealth Rocker, so third Stealth Rocker. I like my rocks, you know. 3 great abilities: Bulletproof, Soundproof, Overcoat. Soundproof can make us immune to Roar once we've set up, you know. And also immune to like Hyper Voice from Pixelate mons, or Disarming Voice from like Rotom. Yeah, great stats. I don't have much to say. Gets Dragon Dance, gets Bulk Up, gets Clangorous Soul. Yeah, can be defensive, Iron Defense, Body Press. Yeah, it's just a beast of a dragon, and I'm surprised no one had taken it this far. Especially since it's allowed to run Clangorous Soul, which is kinda bonkers. So next up, and we call it Cow Moo because, you know, dead meme ain't dead. This is a VGC 17 meme when everyone called Como Cow Moo, and I'm gonna keep calling it Cow Moo forever. And then we dipped into the E tier. I knew I had to pick at least 2 E tiers. So I was looking and I was thinking I probably want to pick something that I feel is okay that I could bring. A lot of people probably shot on this pick, Greedent. I really just wanted a normal type that was decently bulky and actually could like do something. Chic Pouch is great. You can run Citrus Berries with Chic Pouch and you restore 58% of your health. And yeah, unfortunately it doesn't get like recycled, but you have Belly Drum, you're super slow, you have incredible coverage on the physical side, you have an incredible HP stat and pretty good bulk with 95-75. Yeah, and just look at Greedent, it's just a broken Pokemon. What more can I say? And it's called Sven because I'm also kind of chunky, so yeah, the Greedent is basically the copy of me in the team. Next up I picked an E tier again, an E tier I've wanted to draft for a long time, but never really managed to fit into my team, and that's Vespiquen. And Vespiquen is pretty good. Like, I'd say 70, 102, 102 is pretty decent. The 80 attack and special attack is not great, but it's fine. And then it gets pressure and unnerve. Lost some of its more fun moves like Heal Order, but it has Roost still. Which probably is better for Vespiquen because the bug and the flying doesn't pair super well. Unnerve to avoid opponents eating their berries. Pressure, just pressure stall. Also gets Toxic Spikes this gen, which is really nice. And if you watch this channel, you know I love me some Toxic Spikes. Gets Defog again, maybe not the most reliable defogger. And it also gets U-turn for momentum. And pretty bad speed. So like the worst part about this, it's basically it's a bug flying, so it's 5 times weak to rock and its speed. But I think it can put in work. Like in theory, I think Vespiquen is better than a lot of people think. So I think I wouldn't say either Greedent or Vespiquen were the best mons in the E tier. I'd just say that I think they were the best mons for what I wanted from my E tiers at the time. So like they fit my team the best. I knew I wanted Vespiquen, so I couldn't pick like under-tiered Pinsir or something. And yeah, Greedent, Vespiquen, 2 solid E tiers, which I can see myself bringing at least once or twice this season, which is the most important part, so people have to prepare for them. And next up, we picked the grounded poison type. Yes, we got Toxic Spikes in Vespiquen, but we don't have a grounded poison type, and I don't want people just spamming Toxic Spikes against me, because I know how good Toxic Spikes are. So we got Goldeneye, the Slowbro. I forgot to say that Vespiquen is Queen Bee, but that's just because it's a... I guess it's a wasp, but it looks like a bee, you know, because it has a comb. Yeah. Goldeneye, because like the mango coloring, maybe not mango, the peach mango, golden-ish, the golden shell at least, is golden, and I guess it was golden, and the shell is kinda a gun, and I was just thinking about James Bond and Goldeneye, so I just decided to name it Goldeneye. Grounded Poison, Galarian Slowbro, never used. Has 2 good abilities, really Quick Draw and Regenerator. Quick Draw could be fun. You can do like a Nasty Plot and then just pray to God that you get the Quick Draw every turn, or don't know if this also gets Belly Drum. So you could do Belly Drum and then just hope for Quick Draw, and oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot I couldn't change side, so now you saw the showdown for a brief moment, but yeah, it's whatever. I'm not good at this. You should all expect that by now. So yeah, it gets Trick Room, good utility, regen, can just pivot around things. Yeah, I just think it was a solid C tier mon. And since I decided to pick this as a C tier, I knew I needed another E tier. So I was either getting 2 D tiers and 1 E tier, or 2 C tiers with this included, and 2 E tiers. So either 2 D tiers and 1 E tier, or 2 E tiers and 1 C tier for my last picks. And I chose to go with the latter and get Delmice, Rum Burgundy, because Anchorman, you know. This gives me a spin blocker, a grass type. This mon is also slow, just a slow bro. We have some fast stuff in Cinderace, Landorus, yeah, mainly those two. And then Unburden and Slurpuff. Some mid-range stuff with Seismitoad, Slurpuff without the boost, and Como. And then we have the Trick Room guys in Greedent, Vespiquen, Slowbro, and Delmice. Delmice, great stats, gets Rapid Spin. Steelworker, incredible ability because now you have 3 stabs, you know. And yeah, just a decent mon. I love using this, and it fit the team, and I really needed more ways of hazard removal, so Landorus and Vespiquen aren't forced to do it every week. Yeah, that's about it for Delmice. And next up, we picked another E tier. KID Kid, Pawniard. You see him dabbing here. Pawniard, I needed a steel, I needed a dark type. Yeah, and looking at the sorry, I'm yawning. Looking at that E tier, Pawniard is actually kinda good, like pretty poor defensive stats, not the fastest, not the strongest. Like Defiant's good, Inner Focus good, Pressure is good, probably only gonna run Defiant. Gets knockoff, gets rocks, does whatever Bisharp does, just a little bit worse. Still pretty decent mon. Not like, do not expect this to work wonders, but I think I can bring it to 1 game at least. I'm excited to use Pawniard. I thought about it like multiple times throughout my draft career, but I've never got the balls to draft it. So finally got the balls, the cojones. So yeah, I'm happy to draft the kid here. And yeah, and for the last pick, we drafted the mascot of all Pokemon stuff, Pikachu. Pikachu's nickname is going to be Cap or No Cap. If it has one of the caps, which is probably not wise because it gives away a lot of information, because then it can have a lot of moves, or it's no cap and then it doesn't have a cap and it's just a normal Pikachu. I also am going to do some live editing here, because Pikachu also gets Wish. And Wish Pikachu is a threat, the best Wish user in the game. And you might see that Pikachu has 35, 55, 40, 50, 50 in stats and think, Sven, what the fuck have you done? Why did you draft this pile of garbage? Well, let me introduce you to an item called Light Ball, which effectively gives Pikachu base 160 attack and base 150 special attack, so it just hits like a truck, has amazing coverage, and is decently fast. Fills a new speed tier, and yeah, I just think Pikachu's gonna shock a lot of people in the league. And yeah, that's my team. I think I dragged it on for way too long. I don't really like doing these, and yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below if anyone watches this. Probably not, but yeah, this is the story of how all my points went poof in 2 turns, and how I ended up with 4 E tiers. But despite that, like despite looking like a top heavy draft with 2 S pluses, I think I got a lot of value picks in lower tiers, and I think the team turned out well. Like the only mon I don't see me bringing way too often is the Poniard, but it's probably gonna have its matchup, you know. So that's all. Sven's out. See you in week 1, which is, as of recording this, starts next week, but I don't know if the videos go up the week after, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, Sven's out. Bye.